Setting up our circuit, we'll start with our ground and 5 volts. They are connected into our negative and positive rails. We have 3 diodes in series. Following is our resistor connected to our negative rail. Now we have a brown wire connecting from the 5 volts into the tip of our first diode, and the red wire is measuring how much volts are being provided into our circuit.
For this step, we're going to be breaking our circuit due to the reason that we do not have a normal power supply as in traditional Tinkercad. To compute our reading, we alter our resistor ground and place our red wire in between to produce our reading. Next, we are going to measure current from our diode number 2. Finally, we are going to measure our last diode number 3. Regulator. Setting up our circuit, we are going to start with our ground and our 5 volt going to our negative and positive rails. We also have 3 diodes in series and also 2 1K resistors. So first we start at the top of our circuit with our resistor. Our 1K resistor connects to our second, which then goes to the ground. On the bottom of our circuit, we connect a wire also to our ground rail. The brown wire is providing our 5 volt to the top of our first resistor.
So now we're going to be measuring the voltage. We're going to be connecting the red wire to banana A. Now we're going to connect this ground wire to banana B, and we have to make sure this black wire is connected to the negative side of our rail. Now we are measuring the volts to make sure that 1.8 volts are going through the 3 diodes. And this is our reading. Now we're going to be measuring the amps on the circuit. In order to do that, we had to break the circuit. By doing that, we disconnect the ground wire from the bottom of the diode, which I'm going to be doing now. And now the circuit's broken. And we're going to be connecting the red wire, which is measuring the amps, and also is connected to banana A. And we're going to put it on the same row as the bottom of the diode. And now we get this reading. Now we want to measure the amps coming out from the end of this resistor. In order to do that, we're going to be disconnecting this red wire and connecting our ground back into the bottom of our diode. That's connected. Okay, so now we want to break this circuit from coming from this orange wire that's connected to the ground. So disconnect the orange wire, and we're going to be connecting this red wire to the bottom of our resistor, which is in the same row. And now this is our reading. Setting up our end gate circuit, we're going to start with 5 volts branching into the next rail, as well as the negative, and from there, from this rail, we're going to branch out to the next rail using these jumper cables. So we have 5 volts going to the top of the first resistor, which is a 10K resistor, and we have 4 of them. So from here, we're gonna branch out from the same row into these 3 diodes, and we're gonna make sure that the silver lining is facing to the left. And we're gonna make sure that these diodes are on the middle pin of these 3 switches, and the top pin of the 3 switches are going to be connected to powers of 5 volts going in, and the bottom of our switch, the bottom pin I should say, is going to be grounded. Now here with these 3 10K resistors, we're going to be using the middle row of the pin that's connected to the pin of these switches, and we're gonna ground them to this rail. From here, we're gonna be using this jumper cable connecting the bottom of the resistor, since on the breadboard the row is always gonna be connected to this, and it's gonna go all the way to 35, which is this LED number 0. It's lit up. Now if we turn off one of the switches, it turns out the LED. Now if we turn on the switch that we turned off, it turns on the LED. And each switch has to have a function of, if we turn all of them off, the LED's not going to work, and all 3 switches had to be turned on in order for the LED to work.
Setting up our OR gate circuit is similar to our previous circuit. We start with our 5 volt going to our negative and positive rails. We then take our 5 volt and our negative to our next set of positive and negative rails. Going into our negative and positive rails in this experiment, we have 4 10K resistors, and we have 3 diodes. We start at the top of our circuit with our resistor, which is a 10K resistor. This is also where all of our diodes meet in the same row. We also have our red wire branching out to our LED, pin 35, which powers LED number 0. It's worth mentioning that our gray strip for our diodes are now reversed and on our right side. Going into our circuit, as this differs in our previous circuit, we only need 1 switch to be turned on position, as our LED 0 is now lit up by pin 35.